Where were you guys when the Uvalde shooting happened? Were you guys on the air?
I think I was.
What's that?
Uvalde shooting.
Were you on the air when Uvalde happened?
I don't know if I was on the air, but I was here.
For some reason, I'm thinking we were because I was producing Dan at the time.
I remember Parkland, and then I remember, Connecticut was, and I remember when that thing took place there, and I was in between shows. I was doing a morning music radio show. I know, crazy, right? And then I had a break in between, and you started to hear that something had happened, but you didn't know what it was. And then by the time I went on the air, everything was, but we were on the air when Uvalde happened, and watching it was, because you're just like, what the hell is going on? So audio is out, new audio of that day. And I will tell you what, sickening because you know what took place, the horrors that took place that day. But listening to the parents is heart-wrenching. Also, what's heart-wrenching is the fact that these kids are facing hell, and idiots. Barney Fife could have showed up with his one bullet and done a better job than Pete Arredondo. It is, and I'm going to play some of this, and it breaks it down minute by minute, hour by hour, and you can hear the parents in the background. You hear all this stuff. It is, if you want to know how not to do something, this is it.
Sir, this is Arredondo with the school district police. Can you please put your firearm down?
New video capturing crucial moments inside Uvalde's Robb Elementary School after a gunman opened fire on May 24th, 2022. The district releasing hours of never-before-seen footage showing a response caught amid confusion and chaos. At 11:40 a.m., just minutes after the shooter entered the school, you can see officers treating his grandmother, the first victim, who ID'd her own grandson as the gunman.
Salvador Ramos. Apparently he just shot his grandmother.
Outside Robb Elementary, as precious time passed.
Sir.
Panicked parents heard off camera, shouting at authorities to do something.
Get back! Get back!
And the parents there, and it's devastating.
They would have had to have shot me.
Yeah.
Because I would have.
Oh, God, yeah. They absolutely would have had a shot.
Like if my kid is in something like.
And the thing is, the thing that is also, do you remember they arrested one of the officers because his wife, I think, was in there? And I think she was shot. And they ended up arresting him because he was going to go in.
Yeah.
He was going to go in. It's not done. And again, if I was running a police force, I'm going to say, all right, guys, I'm going to show you how not to do something. It's going to be painful to watch. But this here is the most cluster you will ever see, all based on the fact that an idiot was in charge. Somebody won an election or whatever, and he had no idea what to do, and it showed on this day.
By 12 p.m., with dozens of armed officers lining hallways, the school's police chief, Pete Arredondo, began pleading with the gunman, barricaded inside a classroom.
These are innocent children, sir. Please talk to me. Please talk to me, sir.
No response is ever heard.
I need cover. I got more kids.
Nearby, other officers tried to clear classrooms of terrified students and teachers.
Go, pass. Go, 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 go.
At 12:08 p.m., the gunman's own aunt heard begging authorities to shoot him.
Kill him! Kill him!
Help us.
He's doing it because his mom and everyone.
Kill him. That's his aunt saying, kill him.
Man.
Kill him. And, Barney Fife, Pete Arredondo, that is going to be, you should be called that if you're an idiot. In Norway, you're called a Quisling. Quisling was the guy who collaborated with the Nazis and took over them. He was like the biggest puppet in the world. They call you a Quisling. That means you're an idiot. This guy here, Barney Fife, I told you, Barney Fife, one bullet in his, Andy would have done a better job. Listening, his aunt, my aunt and I are so close. She kind of raised me. I could never imagine my aunt saying, kill him. That's how bad it was and desperate. Because you know what? It's a small town, and these people all know everybody.
Yeah, and she knew what he was capable of.
She absolutely did. And, of course, Pete Arredondo's running around going, oh, I can't find the keys.
Nearly an hour after that first gunshot, authorities shout questions back and forth, looking for keys. They'd later find the door unlocked. Painful minutes follow until 12:50 p.m. when a team of officers breach the classroom. With the gunman dead, authorities frantically call for medical backup. The frightening scene unfolding into one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history.
On that day, 22 dead, 21 injured. And
they were looking for the keys and then later found the door was open.
But it's okay. You can trust government to protect you.
I wouldn't have cared if you had the keys or not, because I'm going in there because that's what we're going to do. And you going, hey, you should really put the gun down. Let's talk. Are you kidding me?
Let's have a conversation instead of violence. Idiot.
Yeah.
After he's killed how many kids already?
I know. First of all, he's already killed his grandmother.
Yeah.
So know that this is what he's capable of already. So Pete Arredondo and Gonzalez, one was hit Arredondo, 29 counts for endangering or abandoning a child. That's a felony. And 29 counts for Gonzalez for the same. There's been a conviction, which is weird. 15-year-old girl in Germany was convicted for neglecting to report the planned crimes. Did you remember that?
No.
So apparently he was conversing with somebody in Germany, and they convicted that person of not, I guess.
So he had told her what he was going to do?
I guess so, yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah.
I've never heard that element before.
No, I
don't
haven't
think
heard that
I have
element.
either.
So, and whether or not you have to put your, as a first responder, everybody thinks they have to run towards it. That's kind of what they're paid to do. I think Supreme Court's already ruled that you don't have to. There's nothing in there that says you have to. That's why I think that guy at Parkland, the guy who ran away, because that's not part of it. That's what you're supposed to do. But because of how bad this was handled, do you remember what happened at Covenant? Those guys didn't wait for anything.
Yeah, they went in without the proper body armor.
Because they knew, first of all, they knew how horrible that was run. But also, they knew once shots are fired and there's kids, it's you go, right? This guy wasn't calling up saying he wanted $4 million in Bitcoin and a helicopter. And no, he wasn't negotiating. He was killing.
Yeah.
It was a vile and disgusting, and it was so, there was already deaths, but they made it so much worse by inaction. And who ended up coming in and finally doing it? It was the Border Patrol. It was their version of SWAT that came in. And I bet they thought these guys are idiots.
Yeah, and the guys at Covenant were just decisive.
Yeah.
They figured out where she was, went right toward her, and shot her. And when she wouldn't stop moving, they shot her again until she was dead.
Yeah, they did. So somebody said, how much did that door cost? I don't know. A lot of people are like you, man. You were never going to stop me from getting in there.
Absolutely not, man.
Yeah. And if you want to turn this into me getting killed by an officer, then that's fine. But I'm going to make every possible move and every intention that I have, every bit of my being is going to get in there.
There should be no qualified immunity for dereliction of duty.
Yeah, no. So it's, when you hear it, because there are kids in there who went to school that day and they didn't come home. And a lot of those kids, as they talked about, there was opportunities to save them if not for Arredondo doing nothing. And they talked about, well, he's like, I didn't really know who was in charge. Well, who's like the chief of police? You.
Maybe you figure out if you can't find the guy in charge, you take charge.
That's it. I just, you go. I mean, you go. There should be no stopping. And instead it was, hey, you should put the gun down. It'd be really nice if you could put the gun down. Oh, my Lord. Just a horrible situation. A lot of good stuff still to get to. We're still going to have some fun because that's who we are. One of the other things that happened in Texas, by the way, is Texas passed the map, but it only passed the Senate. It did not pass the House because they're the ones who are gone. So everybody's like, oh, cool, they got through. Well, they didn't really get it done. They're going to have to go back and do another session.
I think that they feel, and we know from the multiple sources that have told us, that they have accomplished their mission of delaying and derailing this first special legislative session that Greg Abbott called in Texas. They say that they could come home as soon as this weekend, and they feel like they have also sparked national outrage for these efforts to redistrict mid-decade for explicitly political reasons.
No way. They redistrict for political reasons? Is it only half decade or is it decade always? Oh, yeah, it's every time they do that. But I saw people today going, oh, cool, they got it through. They didn't get it through. I'm just letting you guys know. You have to have, it goes from the Senate to the House because they knew they weren't going to get anything in the House. So they has to call in another special session for there to be an actual passing of this so he could get to his desk and then sign so he could go to the courts, and then eventually they'll decide what to do from there.